Congresswoman Crockett, what do you have to say to your colleagues across the aisle who are clamoring to defend the indefensible charges against defendant Trump?
So first of all, good morning. And your commentary about the speaker finding a spine is hilarious to me because, yeah, he is definitely spineless. Listen, the idea that the biggest scandal that I remember when Obama was in office was his tan suit, right? They were all up in arms about the tan suit. And now there's nothing to see with 3 separate indictments in multiple states on multiple levels is absolutely ridiculous. And no one is being prosecuted for their thoughts. They're being prosecuted, or he is being prosecuted for his actions, along with his co-conspirators in the various indictments that he has. We have seen Jack lay out in multiple pages of indictments as what has been described on y'all's network as a shouting indictment in this last indictment. He has clearly laid out the actions of not only Trump, but his co-conspirators. And honestly, anyone who was paying attention on January 6th, we saw what his actions led to. And so, no, it's not his thoughts, it's his actions. It is absolutely ridiculous that we have these actions that are playing out by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. You know, they are really getting dangerously close, in my opinion, to criminal culpability in and of themselves as well. And so if I were them, I would stop taking so many actions and continue to express your thoughts. But they are the ones that are weaponizing government when they are taking our committees and they are running these sham seemingly trials on behalf of Trump. We have said over and over and over that in a minute they are going to have to turn in FEC filings because of all of the contributions that they are giving to the Trump campaign.
You know, I'm going to pivot quickly, Congresswoman, because I'm glad that you brought up the oversight committee that you serve on and the waste of time that's happening in D.C. To the detriment of the American public. House Republicans were hoping for a bombshell when they had Devon Archer come in and testify before the House Oversight Committee. That bombshell actually blew up in their face because Archer said there were roughly 20 phone calls in which Hunter Biden put his father, Joe Biden, on the speakerphone in the presence of business associates. But I want to emphasize this. Archer said that the brief conversations focused on pleasantries like the weather or fishing, not official business. I mean, Congresswoman, more time and resources wasted by Republicans on the Oversight Committee just chasing lies and nothing burgers?
Oh, absolutely. That's all that they have. You know, this is a Republican majority that has no ability to govern. And it is really sad. And I'm wondering, did you campaign on these things? The answer is no, you didn't campaign on these things. But now that your front runner is finally facing some sort of consequences, it's a problem. And for people that don't understand what privilege looks like, let me tell you, you are seeing privilege on full display. You were seeing this man who had no business ever serving as the president in the first place. We know the words that came out of his mouth, yet people still supported him. In fact, y'all had a poll recently that said that there were at least close to 30% of the Republican Party that would still vote for him, even if he was sitting in prison. That is what privilege looks like. Because honestly, I'm gonna be real, as a Black woman in this country, I could not do half of the things that Trump has done. And then they say, you know what, we're still going to vote for him. It has turned into a cult. This is not a party. And honestly, I just want to go back to some semblance of normalcy and have a two-party system where, guess what, governing looks like neither party is necessarily super excited and said we meet in the middle somewhere and we get things done. Right now, this party is not doing good for anyone. And so I would urge anybody. Now, I know that the MAGA Republicans are not watching you this morning, Katie, because they have different stations.
Maybe they are.
That they tend to fancy. But I would encourage people, if you really believe in a democracy, then start voting for people that are serious about taking care of the citizens in this country, and stop voting for someone who only cares about himself and his criminal friends. Because when you look at what a crime family looks like, it looks like Trump and his associates, because he has had close to 10 of his associates be convicted and more are coming.
Amen. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. I don't have anything left to say. We're going to leave it right there. I appreciate you for joining me this morning. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.